There was a time in the beginning of the revolution where intervention was not needed beyond diplomatic pressures. But as the situation deteriorated, and as Assad used really a tremendous, an overwhelming force against civilians, it became important. It was important to have that neutralized in order to be able to contain the process of degeneration and devolution. When that didn't happen, and now we're dealing effectively with a failed state, intervention is really not as easy. And we cannot simply say, oh yes, there should be a no-fly zone and that's it. Arm the rebel, that should be enough. The reality is right now we need a variety of things to be happening. There will come a time when we need to sit down around the table to negotiate if not with anyone on the Assad camp, in order to be able to bring in the Alawite community, the Christian community. We need to negotiate with the Kurds to bring them into an agreed vision of the state. So there needs to be a political process as well, and a vision for that political process. When the international community today calls for a political process, a lot of people in Syria envision, or a lot of opposition people try to put it as an attempt at circumventing the revolution. The reality is, in my opinion, the revolution already succeeded. The regime has been toppled. It doesn't control the country. Assad has become a sectarian militia leader, and he's one of many now in the country. So in a sense, that we don't really have a centralized power structure that's worthy of the name. A political solution is just an attempt to save the country now. You're already seeing clashes between Islamist groups and Kurdish groups, so another potential for civil conflict developing in a different part of Syria that was quiet up until recently. We are seeing clashes between secular and Islamic group among the rebels. We are seeing the emergence of a strong Sunni identity that's making the Syrian National Council more as an interlocutor for Sunni identity rather than for a Syrian identity, and that only encourages the processes of fragmentation inside the country. So we do need a political process to be introduced by the international community in order to bring all these different groups together and save the state from collapse. If there is no immediate intervention on this level, we could find ourselves in a drawn-out process a la Somalia, where you can hold, where the central government controls nothing beyond certain neighborhoods in a certain area, and the rest is really controlled by warlords. So the international community has to look at all of the tools under its disposal. Some support to the rebel is needed. Neutralizing Assad's air power is needed. But at the same time, we need to create a platform where all of these sides can come and negotiate a way out of this. And whether this is seen as some people see it on an emotional level as a victory for Assad because he's now part of the negotiation or whatever, or he's been legitimized, whatever. This is, on an emotional level, it hurts, but on a rational level, it's a failure. Assad has been brought down to size. He is going to be forced to negotiate one way or another. And he's never going to be a president or a legitimate interlocutor on the international scene. Syria is going to will become a new country, or it will become a failed state. These are the choices we have. Leaders have to be rational as well and have to realize and look at the overall picture. When you look at the overall picture, we really have succeeded in this revolution at a tremendous cost. It's now to cut down our losses, and it's time to begin to chart a path for the future. Failure to do so is going to consign this country to civil war for decades to come. And we know from the experiences in places like Afghanistan and Somalia that going down the path of complete devolution and state failure is not easily reversible at all, and that even great countries, when they want to to start again and help you, they can end up spending billions of dollars and still end up nowhere. And we are that close to this disaster, that close from crossing that line of that point of no return. And it's only a matter of weeks, in fact, unless we manage to take a brave, principled stand now. I think Syria as a country is going to be lost, and lost forever.